Island lawmakers are once again pushing to repeal or reform the Law Enforcement Officers' Bill of Rights. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight at 5 o'clock. I'm John DeLuca. Leobor, as it's commonly known, allows officers to be paid even when they're on leave or part of an ongoing investigation. ABC 6 News reporter Daniel Coates joins us now live in Pawtucket with more on the efforts to change it. Daniel.
Well, John, Rhode Island is just one of 13 states across the country to still have Leobor in place. And lawmakers and law experts told me today that this is still one of the worst public policies that they've seen, and they're doing everything they can to make sure it's a thing of the past. The Law Enforcement Officers' Bill of Rights, also known as Leobor, has been at the forefront of state conversations for years. But how exactly does it protect police? And what should you know about it? Law expert Adam Horowitz from Roger Williams University explained it's a shield for officers.
It really hamstrings in a very serious way a police chief who wants to create discipline or enforce rules within his or her department.
Officers are at the discretion of a panel of their own colleagues, often done behind closed doors.
The officer is generally paid, and the public knows absolutely nothing.
But now politicians like Representative David Morales are pushing to repeal or strongly reform Leobor.
Leobor in of itself is a special privilege that is granted to our law enforcement officers, who then give them the notion that they are above the law. The officer has the right to act in a certain manner where in any other job they'd be terminated. But in this case, you're going to have that special privilege and protection over the course of several months where accountability will likely not be had.
This was most recently seen in Pawtucket, as Mayor Grebian is now calling for the termination of Officer Daniel Dolan, found not guilty of charges related to shooting a teenager while off duty in 2021.
Clearly was enough, and we felt very strongly enough to terminate. Clearly, this is one bad egg in a great department.
With states like Maryland recently dropping Leobor, Morales hopes Rhode Island can follow suit.
The officer can be placed on a traditional trial if needed. However, their city leaders, that being the mayor and or the police chief, would have the discretion to just terminate them from the job after seeing the footage.
Morales also told me that they're expecting to propose more legislation in the next coming weeks, so stick with ABC 6 on air and online for continued coverage. For now, live in Pawtucket, I'm Daniel Coates, ABC 6 News.
Daniel.